So I've reached 5,000 subscribers. I can't believe it. Thank you so much to everyone that subscribed. It means so much to me, and I really can't believe it. For my little channel to have gotten 5,000 subscribers is really cool. So since it's quite a milestone, I've got some news to share with you, and it's news of what I think is quite a big adventure. So I'm going to be 40 on October the 8th. So I was trying to think of something I could do, and my wife and I were talking about it, and she was saying, do you go see friends and all that kind of thing? And actually, at the moment, it's not really a good idea to see friends because of social distancing and all that. So pretty much all I could do is go grouse shooting, which apparently the government are fine with. But I was thinking, what's the most socially distanced thing I could possibly do? And that's me sat in the car driving from Land's End to John O'Groats. In fact, what I have to do is drive from Canterbury across to Land's End, up to John O'Groats, and down from John O'Groats down to Canterbury again. So actually, I'm going to be doing a big triangle of the UK. And it's a long way. That is a big journey for anyone, but of course I'll be doing it in my electric car, my Kia e-Niro. This idea didn't come out of the blue. A few days ago, three guys, Alexander Sims, Dean Fielding and David Piello, did the trip from Land's End to John O'Groats, and they did it in their Tesla Model 3, or a Tesla Model 3. They charged 4 times, and it only took them 1.5 hours to do that. So just to do the charging, So someone on Twitter suggested that it's a little too easy in a Tesla, and that someone should do it in a normal EV. This is the point that I tweeted and said, I'm tempted, and of course that's the worst thing you can do, isn't it? So I've I'm in it now. So there's no chance I'm going to beat their record because I just can't in an e-Niro. What I can do is turn it into a big adventure and show that it's not too stressful doing that kind of trip with the UK charging infrastructure, because the charging infrastructure is actually quite good these days, especially because Ionity have put in a few chargers along that route that make it much easier. So the plan is on the 5th of October, I'm going to drive from Canterbury to Land's End. I'm going to stop in Dorset halfway and give an anniversary card to my mum and dad. Then I'm going to stay the night in Land's End. And then I'm going to go Land's End to John O'Groats on the next day. And then the day after that, obviously John O'Groats back down to Canterbury, at which point I'll have turned 40. So just as I get to Canterbury and get back home, I'll be 40 years old. So, and hopefully still alive. Hopefully this trip won't have killed me. It's possible that, of course, I might end up just stranded in the Highlands drinking whiskey, which I suppose is not a bad way to go, is it? It's kind of a mad trip. It's going to involve 30 hours of driving, about 8 hours of charging I'm going to have to do, I think, on the whole journey, which will be, and it's about 1,960 miles, something like that, the round trip. Why do this? Firstly, it's an adventure. Secondly, I want people to see that electric cars are a viable transport. A lot of the time people say, the charging infrastructure is not good enough. And yes, I want to just prove that it's possible, not in a Tesla. Because Teslas do make driving long distances very easy. No one can doubt that. But I've got an e-Niro, which is still a fantastic long-range EV. And I just want to show that it's possible in something like that too. So finally, I would like to raise some money for charity, if possible. There are 2 charities I'd like to get some money for. The British Lung Foundation, they do a lot of work trying to stop or kind of raise awareness of air pollution, which is obviously is a big thing. That's one of the reasons that I drive an EV. Secondly, the Stroke Association, because I did have a mini stroke a couple of months ago, and they were very good, giving me information, all that kind of thing, and support. So talking of perils, obviously, I've had the mini stroke. I shouldn't be stressing myself out, really. And you could argue this is quite stressful, especially the pressure that I'm putting on myself now by telling everyone about it. There is the stress of that. There's the issue that I have a bad back, actually. So being stuck in the same position is not ideal. And of course, the usual kind of electric car kind of thing, where, will charge at work, that kind of thing. And I know that the one in Land's End and the one in John O'Groats, neither of them work properly, I think, the ecotricity chargers. So, we'll see about that at the time. But I'm still not too stressed about it. I don't think it's going to be too bad. Just a bit of an endurance test. So thanks very much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and then you can follow my progress, both in planning and, of course, the trip itself. So I'll speak to you very soon. Bye for now.